Have you noticed how some people change the moment you stop being easy to control? They don't walk away, they switch tactics, guilt rumors, twisting your words, anything to pull you back under their influence. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself to rule the only kingdom that truly matters, his own mind. A mentor once showed Adam this truth with a simple image. In his yard stood two horses, one tied to a post, calm and predictable, the other free, alert, and untamed. "Do you see?" the mentor asked. "When people can tie you down into their moods, their plans, their approval, they feel safe. But when you are free, they grow uneasy. They cannot predict you, so they try to break you. They rename your freedom selfish, arrogant, not a team player. Not because you are wrong, but because your freedom reminds them of their chains." That night, Adam stopped explaining, stopped seeking approval, stopped carrying guilt for what was his alone to choose. The manipulators left, the weak drifted, the strong remained. Real strength respects strength. The Stoics called this the inner citadel, a calm fortress no siege can take. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength, Marcus wrote. And so here is our map. Name the tactic, return to your citadel, with breath, posture, and tone. Speak one clear boundary sentence, and act only on what is truly yours to control. Tactic 1, manipulation, guilt, urgency, flattery. When direct orders fail, manipulators reach for feelings. They don't tell you what to do. They make you want to obey. Guilt sounds like, "After all I've done for you." Urgency presses, "It must be now." Flattery whispers, "Only you can do this." The target is not your logic, but your nervous system. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. The Stoic win is to keep that power where it belongs, inside. I remember one Saturday I got a message, "Tiny favor, urgent. Then you're the only one who can fix it." My chest tightened. That was the tell pressure before a decision. Instead of playing the game, I named it and refused. I replied, "I'm offline today. If it's still needed Monday at 10, I'll look." By Sunday, the so-called emergency had disappeared. Here's the Stoic move in 3 steps. First, name the lever. Ask yourself, is this a request or leverage? If your jaw tightens, if your breath shortens, it's leverage. Second, use one boundary sentence. Calm, neutral, "Once I'm not available for that. If that changes, I'll let you know." No explanations. Explanations are handles they'll pull. Third, choose your terms if appropriate. Say, "I can review tomorrow at 3 p.m. And if they push, return to step 2. Anchor yourself with simple habits. Schedule 2 response windows in your day, maybe 11:30 and 16:30. Keep a neutral line in your notes. And above all, never make decisions at peak adrenaline. Seneca wrote, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Freedom is not rage, it's calm refusal. Manipulation dies without your reaction, like a match without oxygen. Here's your 1-minute practice. Write down one neutral, "No, you'll use this week." For example, "That won't work for me." Or, "I won't be taking that on." Or, "Not available for that. If it changes, I'll let you know." Now share your boundary sentence so others can borrow it. And remember, when manipulation fails, they won't stop you, become a story they tell. Next, we'll learn how to face smears without losing our center. Tactic 2, smear and rumors. When they can't move you, they try to move others. Smears tempt you onto a loud stage where lies spread faster than truth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are pained by external things, it is not they which disturb you, but your judgment of them." Choose the judgment duty over ego. I once had a coworker imply I'd claimed credit for work that wasn't mine. My first urge was to defend myself in every room. Instead, I chose one room, the only one that mattered. I brought a 1-page timeline and the original files to my manager and said, "Here are the facts. Happy to answer questions." Then I went back to work. 3 weeks later, results spoke louder than whispers. The rumor died. Character compounds, lies have a short half-life. Here's the Stoic move in 3 lines. First, collect receipts, dates, messages, deliverables. Second, respond only where duty requires HR, legal, or your manager. Keep it brief, factual, chronological, and one time. Third, practice principled silence everywhere else. Because truth grows best in quiet places. Your boundary sentence is simple. "That's inaccurate. I'll share facts with the relevant people." No fire, no footnotes, no debate. To stay clear, keep a dispute folder in your drive. Log deliverables. After each milestone, summarize your work in 3 bullet points. Not for drama, for clarity. Epictetus cautioned, if someone speaks ill of you, live so that no one will believe it. That's the path: public calm, private precision. Here's your 1-minute exercise. Write down the names of 2 people whose opinion actually affects your life. A client, a direct lead. Everyone else is audience, not authority. Now drop the boundary sentence you'll use against smears. Because next we face the velvet blade, when accountability vanishes and sympathy becomes a weapon. Victim theater. Tactic 3, victim theater. When control slips, some people audition for the role of the wronged. They exaggerate, omit context, and claim injury so you look like the aggressor. Epictetus warned, a wise person does not allow others to dictate his emotions. Remember, the show only runs if you agree to act in it. I learned this firsthand. After I enforced a boundary, the other party feigned shock and told others I had attacked them. I felt the pull to explain, to clear my name. Instead, I chose 3 moves: document, repeat the boundary, and decline the stage. I said once calmly, I hear you. My boundary stands. Over weeks, consistency told the real story. Their script unraveled. The Stoic move has 3 parts. First, restate the boundary once calm and concise. No, that won't work for me. Second, decline the stage. I'm not available for this narrative. Then end the thread or move to channels of record if needed. Third, return to virtue justice, without malice, firmness, without drama. Here's a helpful cue when you feel the urgent need to explain: pause and breathe before you type. Ask yourself, am I clarifying for duty or performing for approval? Your boundary sentence is simple: I hear you. My boundary stands. Shoulders relaxed, voice low and even. Once, then stop. Marcus Aurelius counseled, be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. Replace the urge to accuse with the discipline to hold the line. Here's your micro exercise. Practice your boundary sentence out loud 1 time today. Calm, steady final. Now share the single boundary you'll practice this week. Because next we face a quieter tactic. When they cannot trap your actions, they try to erode your support: isolation. Tactic 4, isolation attempts. Predators separate prey from the herd. Manipulators separate you from your allies. Seneca advised, associate with those who will make a better man of you. Those who fear your independence will whisper doubts, twist words, and seed distance so you stand alone. It started subtly. Can you really trust them, they asked. Then came misquotes and vague concerns. Instead of chasing every rumor, I nourished real ties, weekly coffees, transparent updates, consistent follow-through. Those who mattered stayed. Those eager to be swayed were never mine to keep. The Stoic move has 3 steps. First, strengthen your circle. Schedule touch points, invite direct conversations, bring things into the open. Sunlight ends mold. Second, don't chase the turn. If someone flips without asking you, let them go. Third, set the door, not the hook. Be open for honest talk, but closed to triangulation. Your boundary sentence is simple. If someone has concerns, I'm available to discuss them directly. This moves drama into daylight where it belongs. Anchor yourself with practice. Keep a short relations log: dates, topics, next steps for key allies. Share credit. Deliver early. Reliability is social armor. Marcus Aurelius wrote, men exist for the sake of one another. Stoicism isn't isolation. It's upright connection free of manipulation. Here's your micro exercise. Right now, message 1 ally, coffee next week. Keep your network living, not decorative. So share 1 way you'll strengthen your circle this week. Because the next attack is subtle or still erosion of confidence, doubt dressed as advice. Tactic 5, confidence. Erosion. When control seekers can't push you, they nudge you. Tiny doubts, soft tones, raised eyebrows. Are you sure? Repeated until your certainty trembles. This is not feedback. It's hesitation used as a weapon. Marcus Aurelius warned, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. If you bathe your mind in borrowed doubts, you'll wear their color. I remember a teammate who routinely questioned my choices with friendly skepticism. Interesting, but are you sure that's scalable? I kept explaining, diagramming, over justifying. Without realizing it, I was asking for permission I didn't need. Then I changed one thing. I decided by process, not by permission. After reviewing the data and the risks, I answered simply, yes, I'm comfortable with this decision. Calm voice, full stop. The questions kept coming for 2 weeks, then they stopped. Because confidence that doesn't need applause is hard to erode. The Stoic move has 3 steps. First, build a decision rule. If aligned with my values, constraints, and the best data available, proceed. Write it. Use it. Second, state sufficiency, not superiority. I have enough information to decide. You're not claiming brilliance, you're claiming responsibility. Third stop, explaining at the period. Over-explaining invites excavation. Say the line once and let it stand. Your boundary sentence is this: yes, I'm comfortable with my decision. No add-ons, no appendix. Anchor yourself with practice. Pre-commit to 1 review ritual, maybe a 15-minute wrist check or 2 bullet alternatives. Log your decisions with date, data, and why. Future you becomes your best witness. And remember Hofstadter's law and the 80% rule: seek adequate certainty, not perfect prophecy. Seneca once wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Wasting certainty is wasting life. Courage is not noise. It is choosing clean commitments." Here's your micro exercise. Write your decision rule on a sticky note. If aligned with values and data, proceed. Then practice your boundary line out loud once calm and steady. Now share the decision rule you'll use this month. Because when your confidence holds, they reach for fire. Emotional provocation, trying to make you explode so they can claim the high ground. Tactic 6, emotional provocation. They can't guide your choices, so they try to ignite your feelings. Insults, baiting, digging up old mistakes, not to converse, but to capture your reaction. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Your power is to stay unlike them." I remember a meeting where someone dropped a barbed line. Maybe if you hadn't messed up last quarter. I felt heat rise. My old pattern was to counterpunch. Instead, I looked down, counted a slow 4 in 4, hold 4, out 4, hold, and then said calmly, "Let's keep to the agenda. I'll address performance in the proper form." The room exhaled. The bait dangled untouched. The meeting moved on. The Stoic move has 3 steps. First, pause the body. Box breathe 4 by 4 by 4 by 4. Relax your jaw, lower your shoulders. Second, name the purpose. Ask yourself, is this for clarity or for combustion? If it's for combustion, disengage. Third, choose a constructive channel. Say, happy to discuss this one-on-one or with the right stakeholders. Your boundary sentence is simple. I'll continue this conversation when it's constructive. If they persist, respond once more. We can pick this up later. Then stop. Anchor yourself with practice. Put the words pause, breathe, decide on your phone lock screen. Set a 24-hour rule for sensitive replies. Draft sleep, then send or delete. Remember, anger writes great first drafts and terrible final ones. Epictetus warned, any person capable of angering you becomes your master. Refuse mastery by trigger. Calm is not weakness. Calm is tactical. Here's your micro exercise practice, 1 box breath cycle right now. Then speak your boundary line once in a relaxed, steady voice. Now comment the phrase you'll use when bait appears. Because when you keep your cool, another move emerges: copycatting. They can't beat you, so they imitate you. Tactic 7, copycatting. When they can't outrun you, they mirror you. Your ideas reappear with new packaging. Your moves become their playbook. Seneca said character, not imitation, defines a person. Originals grow from roots. Copies chase shadows. I remember a time when each time I launched something, a colleague followed with a near-identical effort. At first, I felt robbed, but then I realized 2 truths. First, every edge I had came from lived experience they didn't share. Second, leaders keep evolving, so I pivoted: new format, new metrics, new distribution. The copycat stalled, because following is linear, but leading is multidimensional. The Stoic move has 3 parts. First, audit your unfair advantages. Name what is uniquely yours: your experience, your taste, your relationships, your method. Second, evolve on a cadence. Run quarterly experiments, monthly debriefs. Keep moving the frontier. Third, if credit theft happens, clarify once. Say calmly, "To clarify, that approach originated in my proposal on this date." Then return to the work. Your boundary sentence is simple. To clarify, that approach originated in my proposal on this date. Neutral tone, no edge, one time, anchor yourself with practice. Keep a creation log with dates, drafts, and test results. Share behind-the-scenes learning with your team. Substance compounds faster than spectacle. Remember, the market remembers creators, not imitators. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Likewise, waste no time arguing who the originator is. Be the originator again. Here's your micro-exercise list, one edge only. You can bring this quarter and plan one small experiment that leans on it. Now comment your unique edge in the experiment you'll run, because next comes the final and most corrosive tactic, quiet scorekeeping, where they smile, nod, and wait for you to fall. Tactic 8, quiet scorekeeping, the most dangerous. Some people don't support you, they monitor you, they nod at your ambition, then quietly file away every slip, waiting to say, "I knew it." Epictetus warned us, do not waste energy on those who hope for your downfall. Your task is not to prove them wrong, but to become unignorable through steady work. I remember a colleague who smiled at my plans and said, "Let's see." When I hit a snag, they appeared with sudden concern. My first urge was to defend myself. Instead, I doubled down on inputs, hours of deep work, deliberate practice, and tight feedback loops. I shared weekly metrics with the team, calls made pages, written sessions trained. In 8 weeks, results spoke louder than any defense. Their scoreboard went silent. The Stoic move is 3 steps. First, define your controllables, 3 clear weekly inputs you can own, like 10 sales calls, 5,000 words, or 4 training sessions. Second, track them publicly when appropriate. A simple dashboard beats 1,000 speeches. Third, ignore their timeline. Progress compounds on its own curve, yours, not theirs. When confronted, use one boundary sentence. Appreciate the concern. I'll let results do the talking. Then return to the work. Anchor yourself with rhythm. Run visible 8-week cycles. Review every Friday what worked, what didn't, what's next. Keep a wins file, tiny dated proofs of progress. Remember, success up close is boring repetition, refinement, resilience. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Let their skepticism be your fuel, not your forum. Here's your micro exercise. Write down your 3 controllables for the next 2 weeks. Put them on your wall where you can see them every day. So comment your 3 controllables below, because now you've seen the tactics. Next, we move to the counter protocol, the daily ritual that keeps your inner citadel unbroken. The Stoic counter protocol is simple but powerful. First, name the tactic. A label reduces its power. This is bait. This is leverage. This is smearing. When you name it, you see it for what it is. Then return to the citadel. Your breath, your posture, your tone are your fortress. Box, breathe once. Sit tall. Lower your voice. Use one boundary sentence, calm, clear once. No essays, no justifications, just a stone wall. Then act only on what's yours to control. Inputs over impressions. Process over drama. Results compound, noise fades. Each night, take 3 minutes to review what tactic appeared today. How did I respond? What will I do next time? Reflection sharpens tomorrow's blade. Your daily rhythm keeps you anchored. In the morning, read 3 lines of Marcus or Seneca and choose one virtue to embody: wisdom, justice, courage, or temperance. At midday, take 1 minute for breath and posture reset. In the evening, log your inputs, write 1 sentence of gratitude, and plan tomorrow's first move. And hold this mantra softly in your mind: not my emotion to carry, not my stage to perform on. I will be what the situation requires, calm, clear, and just. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Do not argue with manipulators about who you are. Be who you say you are daily." So here's your final call to action. Comment your boundary sentence, your 3 controllables for the next 2 weeks, and the virtue you'll practice tomorrow. And subscribe if you want weekly Stoic drills that will keep your inner citadel unbroken.